Hey, what's up? So, I was thinking about, this whole YouTube journey is a funny thing, and there is certain things that have really helped on this journey in order to succeed. And so, I've gone through a lot of different phases with like ways of making videos. And the thing that I have come to now, I've sort of matured into this. And what has become the most important thing for me to recognize and realize and to exhibit is that when I make YouTube videos, what I've decided is that I'm making these videos for me. For this whole thing to be healthy, it needs to be for me. It can't be for other people. It just can't. I mean, I have been in a few directions with this and I found it to be unhealthy to try to cater what I'm doing for other people. And because then there's something, I can't put my finger on it right now, but there's something about the energy that is off. I can tell it, I can tell intuitively that it is not right. And so, because the thing is that what people get from, so I am an artist, and maybe there's a difference between, what do you call it, a content creator and an artist. But for me, I don't know. I mean, I never wanted to be a content creator. That's not it. I'm a spiritual person. I'm into psychology and philosophy and spirituality, and I just have a lot to share. I it but then you get caught up with social media and making content and stuff like this. But the thing is, so it's like I'm an artist, and the way that I look at this now is it's like if I'm painting a picture, it's not for somebody else. I'm painting this picture because this is what I'm feeling in my soul right now. End of story. It doesn't matter if anybody sees it. It doesn't matter if anybody likes it. It can't be about that. The moment it becomes about that, it's not me anymore. For myself, this is the way that I'm looking at this. And the moment I realized that, like taking it back to another art form, painting a picture and stuff like that, it can't be about other people. I mean, at least for me, I'm a purist. There's something in me that everything needs to be, very authentic. It needs to be very genuine. It needs to be sincere. It needs to be original. It can't be, it has to be those things, right? And so the moment that I realized that the things that I create need to be for me, whether it's with words, whether it's with music, whether it's some form of art, I'm doing it because I have it inside of me and I'm expressing it. It's not about what other people think about it or how much other people like it. Because, and something that kind of comes to mind is like how like certain artists, they're not recognized until they're dead, because maybe their way of thinking or their art was a bit beyond where a lot of people were, and so people didn't recognize it as something that had worth while they were producing it. But because they didn't care about that, because it wasn't about that, they just kept on producing anyways. That, so it's like it can't be about this whole thing of like with YouTube, it can't be about an algorithm, it can't be about likes and comments and how many people watch your videos, views and subscribers. All of that kind of stuff is completely irrelevant to what I am doing here. This is completely irrelevant, and it actually gets in the way of my process as an artist, as a person who is expressing themselves, as a person who has something to share. And so this is what I've learned. And it's like, even if like, say, 1 million people watched this video, who cares if, or like, say, if you have like a billion subscribers, and so say, in even only a fraction of them watch it, but then even only a fraction of them care. Like, who cares what like, there's a lot of people on the internet that should be hiding under a bridge somewhere, internet trolls. Who cares what they think, about my art, about my form of expression, about the things that I have to share and my gift to the world? Who cares what anybody thinks about that kind of stuff? And I tell you that the moment that you get into that kind of a mindset where it does matter to you, there's a famous line from the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, and it is, care what other people think and what their opinions are of you. I'm embellishing, right? But care what other people think and their opinions of you or what you're doing, and you become their prisoner. But you're doing this to yourself. You have to take responsibility for yourself in this situation. But once you do, it's very liberating, because then you've come to a place where this is a big boy or a big girl understanding. This is grown up kind of stuff, right? And so you actually step into bigger shoes. They were always your shoes, but your feet were small, and so you grow a size, and then you're able to essentially do whatever it is that you need to do to make videos or make art, or to put yourself out there in whatever form or fashion is working for you, however you want to express yourself. And then you don't have this burden on your shoulder of, like, worrying about how well it's going to be receptive, or if anybody's going to like it, or if it's going to be good enough. Because the thing is, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough, because you can't be comparing. It's an apples to oranges comparisons. You cannot compare the two. They're different. You can't. Some people do this. Who cares? Who cares what they think? Who cares what they do? Who cares about the way that they criticize other people's work and whatnot, and break people down? A lot of these people who behave like that, they don't have a clue what it's like to sit in front of a camera and talk for an hour about things that are very complex. They don't have a clue what it's like to make hundreds of videos. They don't have a clue what it takes to learn how to play the piano, to write a song, to learn how to use music production software, to put all these things together, and then to get a distributor, and then put this stuff out on, like, Spotify or wherever it is. They don't have a clue what it is to go through any of these processes. It's the same thing that's come up with yoga. I had somebody comment, so I taught a yoga class the other day, and they came up to me and started telling me what to do. And it's like, have you ever taught a class? Like, do you have any clue? Like, you have these ideas up here about what you think, and I could tell, like, from the moment this person opened their mouth, that they're very egotistical. They're very up here, because they're saying, oh, well, I this and I that. It's like, okay, I mean, I made a video about this word, the word I, and how loud it is, and if you know how this relates to the ego. And you just kind of smile and be friendly, and be mature about the situation. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, people criticize and they have no clue, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that is my biggest tip, and it's not a secret. It's just the biggest thing that has really changed. It's the me coming full circle in this game of self-expression and putting myself out there to be criticized, but not caring about what anybody else thinks, because at the end of the day, what matters isn't what other people think about us and what we do, it's how we think about ourselves, right? I mean, of course, there is something to it. I mean, you shouldn't be an idiot and need to get called out on it. But ultimately, you know, in the context that I'm speaking about right now, what matters is how we feel about ourselves and what we're doing. And yeah, and be at peace with that. So.